Hello, Vermont. It's December, and you know what that means. Holiday potlucks and parties. No matter if you're a guest or a host, Marco has some sweet ideas to bring a smile to everyone's face, because today it's all desserts all the time. Marco has decided to indulge his sweet tooth and worry about the calories later. So, from his kitchen that's all decked out for the holidays, here's Marco.
Thank you, Amy. Hi, I'm Marco Ayala, and I'm here to share another recipe with all of you. And it is holiday time. I love this time of the year because, well, as all of you know, I always talk about showing how much you care through our cooking. And I think that is part of what the spirit of the holidays is. So for this month's recipes, I am going to do desserts only, because nothing says holiday and holiday cheer like some cookies or some cupcakes or something sweet. We are going to go all out, so don't mind the sugar. So let's start with something really easy. So we're gonna bring over to our neighbors some Christmas tree cupcakes. And look at those cupcakes. Don't they look like they just came out of a bakery? They're so pretty, they're so easy to make. You really have no idea how easy it is to make these. They do take a little bit of time, but trust me, as you can see the results, it's absolutely worth to spend the time, especially because this is something that you can do as a project with the kids, because kids love decorating things. So let me tell you how to put them together. To make this recipe easier, we are going to use a box cake mix. Mix it well until all the ingredients are incorporated. Then you're going to take a large muffin tin, spray it well with cooking spray, and then divide your batter among the muffin tins. Bake according to the package directions. By using a cake mix, you are saving so much time than if you made this cake from scratch. However, that time you're going to use it to make the star of the show, which is our little trees. Or in this case, I should say the tree of the show. Then you're gonna take a 12-ounce green candy melts bag, and you're gonna pour about half of the bag onto a microwave-safe dish. And you're gonna microwave it in 30-second intervals at 50% power until the candies are completely melted. Then you're gonna transfer the melted candy onto a Ziploc bag, and you're gonna cut a little opening on one of the corners. Over parchment paper, you're gonna arrange about 6 to 9 pretzel sticks. And then you're gonna pipe out the candy onto the pretzel stick, going back and forth, making the shape of a tree. Finally, you're gonna dust your tree with multicolored sprinkles to resemble tree decorations. The most important thing is to make sure that your candy melts are completely cooled down before you remove it from the parchment paper, because otherwise they could break. However, as you can see, they're so easy to make, and once you have your little trees, you can use them for so many things. You can use it as a cake topper, or you can just use the trees themselves, put them in little bags, and give them out as treats. So the possibilities are really endless. Finally, you're gonna take 1 container store-bought frosting, you're gonna whip it well, and pipe the frosting over the cool cupcakes. Dust it with a little sand and sugar, and then you're gonna insert your trees in the middle of the cupcake. And it is that easy to make sure that you have a dessert that is an absolute showstopper. And when I say, let's go for a walk in the woods, this is really what I mean. So I hope you make it. I hope you'll let me know how it turns out for you. So now let's move on to our next recipe. Our next recipe is going to be stained glass cookies. And check this out. They look amazing, and they're a little more complicated to make. They do take a little time, but the reward is really big, because imagine bringing all these cookies to your neighbors, to your friends, or have them over and have them look at these little cookies. Check that out. Doesn't that look great? So let me tell you how to put them together. To a bowl, you're gonna add 2 sticks butter at room temperature, 1 cup sugar, and then you're gonna whip it until the butter is creamed. Then you're gonna add 2 large eggs, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, and finally, in increments, you're gonna add 3 cups all-purpose flour. Remove the dough from the dish onto plastic wrap and refrigerate it for at least 1 hour. As you can see, it is pretty much something between a sugar cookie and shortbread. It's very easy to work with, and now to make the little stained glass, well, that's actually very easy. So let me tell you how to do it. Then you're gonna take 1 bag assorted brightly colored carrot candies, separate all your candies by color, take them out of the individual wrappers, and place them in Ziploc bags. Then, with a rolling pin or a meat mallet, you're gonna crush the candies, but make sure not to pulverize them. And that is the secret to these cookies. All there is a little candy that you're gonna let melt there in the middle. So now let me show you how to assemble them. Dust your work surface with flour, and then you're gonna take 1/3 of your dough, and then you're gonna roll it out to about 3/16 of an inch. Then you're gonna take 2 cookie cutters in the same shape, 1 large, 1 small. You're gonna cut the outline with the large cookie cutter, and then take the center out with the smaller one. Carefully transfer your frames to a cookie sheet that has been lined with parchment paper, and then you're gonna fill the cut out areas of the cookies 2/3 full. Bake them at 350 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. And there you have it. That's how you make these beautiful cookies. And I will say that, as you can see, there is a mountain of cookies in here. Look at that. There is all kinds of colors, and imagine leaving a little plate like this for Santa the night before Christmas. I think that you will get a lot of presents if Santa finds these beautiful cookies there on the mantle with some cold milk. So I hope you give these cookies a try. It's a little labor intensive, but it's not impossible, and it's absolutely worth it. Now, speaking of things that are worth it, let's move on to our last dessert for today. And this is an apple caramel cheesecake. The apples are so well cooked, and they're infused with all these flavors. Look at how high they're piled up there. So you are going to be so impressed at how easy it is to make this somewhat decadent dessert. So let me tell you how to make it. First, to the food processor, you're gonna add 8 whole graham crackers and half a cup walnuts. Process them well, and then transfer them to a bowl. Then you're gonna add 5 tablespoons melted butter, 2 tablespoons light brown sugar, and you're gonna mix it well. Then you're gonna take an 8 or 9-inch springform pan, and you're gonna spray it with non-stick cooking spray. Then you're gonna add your graham cracker mixture and pat the mixture evenly onto the bottom of the pan. Then you're gonna bake it at 350 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes. Then you're gonna zest 1 whole orange. Add the orange zest to a mixing bowl, and you're gonna add half a cup sugar, and you're gonna mix it well. Now, I'm pretty sure that I have talked about this before. Every time you use either orange or lemon zest, you want to make sure to also mix it well with sugar, because the sugar is going to take out all the oils from that zest to really enhance the flavor of your recipe. Then you're going to add 3 8-ounce packages cream cheese at room temperature. Mix it until the cream cheese is fluffy. Add the orange zest, sugar. Then you're going to add half a cup sugar, 2 tablespoons light brown sugar, 4 large eggs, 2 teaspoons vanilla. Finally, you're going to add half a teaspoon salt and half a cup heavy cream. And make sure it's all well incorporated. Pour the cheesecake mixture onto your springform pan. Then you're going to set the cheesecake pan on a large piece of heavy-duty aluminum foil, and you're going to fold up the sides around it. Then you're going to place the pan in a large roasting pan, and you're going to pour hot tap water into the roasting pan until the water is about halfway up. Then you're gonna bake it at 350 degrees for about 55 minutes to 1 hour and 15 minutes, until the cake is slightly puffed and the center still jiggly. Now the trick to make sure that your cheesecake is well done, is not undercooked, but is not overcooked, is that once the center is still a little jiggly, you're gonna turn your oven completely off, release some of the heat, and then you're gonna close it and leave the cheesecake just be there for about an hour. This is going to ensure that it cooks at a much lower temperature over a longer period of time, and that's going to ensure that your cheesecake is perfectly done. Now, once that step is done, let's work on these beautiful apples. First, you're gonna peel 3 Granny Smith apples and 3 Fuji or Gala apples. And then you're gonna thinly slice them. Then, to a large saucepan, you're gonna add 2 cups apple cider. And then you're gonna add 1/4 cup sugar. Let the cider reduce to about half a cup, and then you're gonna add 1 tablespoon cold butter, 2 teaspoons vanilla, then you're gonna add your apples, and you're gonna cook them until they're nice and tender. Then you're gonna remove them from the heat, and optionally, you're gonna add 1/4 cup apple brandy. Finally, but they're still slightly warm, you're gonna top your cheesecake with them. But this is not it. We are going to add some walnuts on top just to make it a little prettier. And finally, some caramel because, well, there's not enough sugar in there and it's the holidays, so we're just going to go all out. If you bring this to your neighbors, to a party, or you serve this at the end of your holiday dinner, everyone is going to literally gasp. And I hope you give these recipes a try because they're absolutely delicious and they're definitely worth the effort that you're putting into it because your family and friends are absolutely going to love them. And on that note, I also want to remind you that you can get these recipes and many other recipes from the website that you see on your screen right now, which is the Across the Fence website. And also I want to invite you to connect with us through social media. So like us on Facebook, follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, or you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get all the latest updates of Across the Fence right on your phone or your computer. And on that note, all I have to say is happy holidays, happy cooking, and I hope that you try all of these recipes.